It's amazing. You can have two people from the same circumstances, but yet the outcomes and the way they act and behave and their habits, their thinking, their mindset is different. So how can someone change that? I did it personally by following certain mentors, by reading books, by attending a lot of seminars, whether it was personal development or business, but I was always learning. So when people ask me what I do, honestly, the number one thing I say I do is I'm a student. I'm a student of learning and learning things at a high level from people that are more successful than me, but are where I want to be. All I do is study them, take notes, and do what they do.
What if one idea could change your next year? We asked successful leaders to share their lessons that made the biggest difference in their lives, in their journey, in their business. Listen to the interviews and surround yourself with leaders who are shaping the future and activate the next chapter of your success. Take your place at the Leadership Activation Summit 2026. Reserve your spot at risingbychoice.com. Hi, my dear friends. Today I'm sitting here with another amazing guy, King Raj.
Thanks.
Welcome to our series of podcasts with successful people.
Great, thank you. I'm honored to be here, Dr. Nayan.
Yeah, thank you to be here. So I would really like to know when in your life came this change that you became successful?
Well, I think it's something that I'm still working on, because success isn't, I don't think, a destination necessarily, because things could change at any time. And I've learned that since I was, back in 2008 in the real estate market, when we had the big bubble in the US and probably worldwide, I would say, and everything crashed. And I had over $3 million in real estate that I had. And then I had to pretty much start from the bottom again and work my way up. So I think that success is not really a final destination. It's just something that you kind of stay at along the way. And there's many different ways to define success. But to answer your question, when did that change happen to be successful? I feel like it's more of a mindset thing. It's how you feel, because you can have things on the outside that may not seem very successful, but as long as your mentality is right, it will eventually come to fruition in your outer world, without having to woo or anything like that. But it is true. Once you change your mentality, I believe then that's when the rest will change with you.
So what the mindset a person should have in order to be successful?
That's a great question. It's amazing. You can have two people from the same circumstances, but yet the outcomes and the way they act and behave and their habits, their thinking, their mindset is different. So how can someone change that? I did it personally by following certain mentors, by reading books, by attending a lot of seminars, whether it was personal development or business, but I was always learning. So when people ask me what I do, honestly, the number one thing I would say I did is I'm a student. I'm a student of learning and learning things at a high level from people that are more successful than me, but are where I want to be. All I do is study them, take notes, and do what they do.
Yeah, that's very, very good orientation also for the audience. So if you want to go really deep and go very fast, then learn.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I think that's the start of everything. I love learning from other people's mistakes. That way it can save me time, so I don't have to learn from my own mistakes as much. And it's the greatest thing when you have a coach, a mentor, someone that you're looking up to that can guide you, even if it's a book or someone you see on the internet now. With so many teachings, there's so much knowledge out there to help us change our mindset. But once that changes, I believe it really does change. It's a paradigm. It's the way we see things, and then we can shift it to start seeing things differently. And a lot of it also is self-talk. Like, what is the self-talk we're doing to ourselves every day, and having that positive, that optimism versus the negative self-talk. And at first, it may be what I help my clients do is you may have to write it out every day and consciously, purposefully write out the things you're grateful every day, all the things that are going right, just to dilute some of the negative that's being thrown at us every day, to stay in a positive mindset where we're able to receive more and then give more out of that positivity, of that greater mindset.
So that was really brilliant. I liked it very much. what was the riskiest time and thing that you did in order to become successful?
I would say that was about over a decade ago when I left corporate America, left using my computer science bachelor's degree, left the corporate IT field as a computer consultant for many years, and decided to walk away from all of that because of my investments working for me. So that was a big risk not to use my education anymore in that area, in that field where I had, whether it's friends, family, other people would say, what are you doing? You're leaving all that for what? To be an entrepreneur because your investments are working. It was very risky, but I had to do that for myself because I wanted to be my own boss and do things by my own schedule. They say the early bird gets the worm, but I don't like worms. I didn't want to wake up early for someone else. I wanted to basically create my own schedule, and that's what I was able to do. So I would say that would be the most riskiest thing, was leaving that security of a job to go on my own.
Yeah, so leave the things that you knew
Yes.
and go make a step into unknown.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And if I was still in the IT field, using a different hemisphere in my brain, because I'm a techie, geeky nerd by, my whole life, I would have never known what I could use the other hemisphere in my brain for now, which is I'm a speaker. I speak on stages all around the world, TEDx speaker, global speaker. I sing. I'm a lead singer in a Caribbean band. I go all around the world professionally singing as well, entertaining people on stage as an MC as well. And the list goes on and on, but those are all creative things, the other hemisphere in my brain, not just the technical, analytical side. But I would have never even knew that I had those capabilities. And now it's my passion. If I was still working at a job 40 hours, 80 hours, 100 hours a week, I would have never known this possibility. So that's why I'm so passionate about it.
So what belief you needed to let go, and what belief you embodied to make this shift happen?
That's a great question. And one of the things I tell people all the time, it's not necessarily something else that you need to learn. What I had to do at that stage, because yes, I was at a high level when I was in corporate America, and my income based on all the other people I hung out with and everything else, but there's always higher levels. There's always another higher level. And what I had to do was unlearn, not learn, but unlearn some of the things that I learned to get to that level so that I could get to higher levels on top of that. So I had to let go of those beliefs and follow new mentors. For example, like working smart instead of working hard. My background is Caribbean background. Caribbean people are hardworking people, but I had to learn how to not work so hard, but work smart, and how to get to that next level, change those certain things, that just so I can be around another circle of groups, So then I went from, let's say, business traveling, business flights to, first class, and then going to private jets, for example. That's another higher level. And there's still higher levels than that, right? There's people going into outer space in rocket ships. So there's always higher levels, but I had to let go of what I thought I knew to still be humble enough and accepting enough of new data, new information to get even higher.
So what are your daily habits in order to keep you, in a really good spirit and energy?
Well, I have my, in the morning, definitely while I'm getting ready, getting dressed, there are certain playlists that I listen to, whether it's music or a podcast, but something to put me in the right mindset of being grateful for the day. I start off with that, and then to get energy as well. And that kind of sets up my day. But every day I definitely am putting in more input of positivity, of wherever I want to be in business. There might be a certain thing related to that, but I'm inputting, whether I'm reading it or listening to it. I'm always feeding my brain with information that gets me in a happier state, because I want my state to be happy and joyful, so then I can actually attract more. And then also learning whatever it is that I need to learn at the next level. So that would be, I would say, the number one thing that I do on a daily basis, just to keep me in check, to keep me moving forward. Because without that, like I said, negative is automatic. If you have a field of dirt and do nothing, after a while, eventually what happens? It doesn't stay the same. There's atrophy. Weeds will start to grow up. The same thing in our mind. We're influenced by so many things on a daily basis around us, negativity. So we have to, on purpose, put the positivity in there. And that's what I do every day. Or else I don't know how people survive without doing that, because it's scary to even think, because there's so much negative being thrown at us every day. We have to dilute the negative with the positive.
Great. Can you give you did give a lot of advices, but some final advice regarding how to become more successful or get like into first $1 million. What to do?
I would say do the shortcut. There are shortcuts now. I remember when I started in business, in personal development, there wasn't the internet back then. There were audio cassettes, and then it went to CDs, and you had to spend a lot of money. Now there's so much information for free online. So you can do it so much easier than me, so much quicker than me, faster than me. But to answer your question, I would say it's to learn from people that are where you want to be already. And if you have someone that's willing to teach you, whether they know you personally is even better, of course, but maybe if you're not able to afford someone to personally mentor you, personally coach you, very customized for you, then you can work your way up to that. But then you could still follow information online. You know, how many minutes every day or hours every day are you putting in that input, again, of the positive things where you want to be in life? So I would say that would be the number one thing I would say, is to start learning how to be more successful. There are shortcuts, but you cannot shortcut the shortcut. It's already a shortcut. So you still have to put some work in, but you want to put the work in that maximizes the most results out of it.
Where people can find you?
Sure, you can find me. My stage name is King Raj, because Raj means king in Hindi, but my name is Raj Singh, S-I-N-G-H, and you can find me online by going to the King Raj, that's TheKingraj, thekingraj.com. Find me on all the social medias and everything, and I'd be happy to learn more about you as you learn about me. And once again, I'm just honored to be speaking with you right now, if you're hearing me on the replay, but being with Dr. Naya, who is doing just such fantastic things in the world right now. And I'm just honored to be associated with people of your caliber. Thank you.
Thank you too. And information will be in comments, so read everything and follow King Raj. Thank you.
Thank you.
What if one idea could change your next year? Take your place at the Leadership Activation Summit 2026. Reserve your spot at risingbychoice.com.